So this is a video to talk about smart glasses, in particular these smart glasses, which are the Ray-Ban Meta or Meta smart glasses. So what are smart glasses? Well, first thing to understand is that there are a variety of different types. I did my research. I did a little look on YouTube, Google, and these sort of kind of suited the purpose I want. Do check the facts though. For example, one of the YouTube videos I looked at was extolling the virtue of the little screens, how good they were, even little screenshots of the little screens that these glasses have, except they don't actually have any screens. They have audio, but they don't have screens. If you want screens, then get yourself a pair of something like these. This is the X-Real Air 2s. They have screens. They're great for things like watching videos, pretending that you're Tom Cruise in Minority Report. You can pick up screens and move them around and all sorts, but they're quite a different purpose to what these are. So what is the purpose? What do I use them for? Well, the first thing to understand is that they've got the speakers, they've got microphones, and they have a pretty decent camera. I'm not going to bother with the specs. I'll put a link on the chat to explain what those are and point you towards the Ray-Ban site. You can buy them directly from Ray-Ban. A couple of things to understand. These are clear glasses. Now, I'm not sure you're going to be able to see them that well, but these are supposedly clear, but they're not. They're actually on the box. It says they're green, so they have a slight tint to them. But you can get sunglasses, you can get transitional glasses, you can get prescription lenses for them. So these are quite versatile. They're also different styles. These are the Wayfarers. They've also got other ones. But again, I'm not going to bore you with details. Have a look on the site if you're interested. They've obviously got a battery inside, which is good for, depending on how much, on what you do with them, 4 to 6 hours. And they come with what looks like a traditional Ray-Ban case, but hopefully you can see that there's a little flashing light. So that is how you charge them. You slot the glasses in. There's a little port on the nose of the glasses, connects into that. So these will give you, I'm told, up to an additional 36 hours of charge. So great, you've got them charged. You're going to use them. So what for? So first, if you're just using the glasses as is, then you can take pictures, take video, and that's pretty much about it. So although I think they're quite a reasonable price, I think I paid just under £400 for these. Just to do that, it's probably a bit too much. So what you do is you have to, in order to set them up, use your phone. So this thing is called the Meta or MetaQuest MetaView app, and that's where it really comes into its own. So these connect through Bluetooth. It's also got Wi-Fi. We use the Wi-Fi mainly for things like downloading the images off your glasses. I believe it's 32 gigabytes. Again, please check the specs of memory in here, but they can be offloaded to your phone, and obviously you can clear the memory and carry on using them. No SD card or anything. Clearly they're a fairly small size, so you can't cram too much in. So your app does most of the hard work. It uses Meta AI, artificial intelligence, by our friend Mark Zuckerberg, so you may well have seen it elsewhere. It exists, Meta AI exists as a standalone thing. Just may have heard that, but it's just bleeped to tell me that I've had a message arrive on my phone, so that's one of the features it's just enabled. Some of the features, by the way, you may not find work in the UK, which I think is a bit unfair. If you buy a product and it says it does X, Y, Z, then it should work regardless of the country. A little bit technical here. You can get them in the UK or other countries potentially by using something called a VPN, a virtual private network. I use SafeVPN, and basically all it does is it pretends that you're in a different country, in this case America, which is where most of the upgrades come out first. Then you just update the app and you get the features. It's a bit of a con that I have to do it, but it works. At least it has for me. So what do I use them for? So first things first, I can make and receive phone calls. It's voice activated. I'll do the wake word at the end of this because I don't want to keep getting pestered with it. So long as these are connected to your phone, you can get that sort of activity quite easily. If you've got, I don't know, Spotify, or in my case I use Amazon Music, it'll play. There's buttons on here, so there's a button up here, and there's a little slider on the right hand side, so you can push your finger forward to increase the volume, for example, reduce it going backwards, tap it once to, for example, pause a bit of music, tap it twice to play the next track, and so forth. So quite a lot of activity you can do without anything other than having that connection to the phone. Where it really comes into its own, though, is with the Meta AI within that app, and basically it gives you effectively Google, so you can ask it loads of questions. So literally, I mean, I wouldn't, but if you wanted to go to a quiz, you could start to answer all the questions quite easily, although you will have to say something in order for it to work, or use your phone. So I'm not advocating cheating. It is not a good thing, but it's a potential way of answering any question, getting information. That's great, but again, does it really justify the price? Not sure really. You can Google it, you can do things on your phone. Incidentally, if you're doing things on your phone, for example, using, I don't know, Google Translate, that will play through here, because these are kind of like just Bluetooth headphones. The speakers are small, but they're surprisingly good for what you've got. And as a little trick throw in for you, if you put your hands over your ears like that while you're playing it, man, does it give it a huge volume boost. I've given these glasses, that's the beauty of them, they're not designed specifically for you. Other people can use them. Incidentally, you can connect two pairs of glasses to the app, two of these, but you can't connect the same pair of glasses to different phones, which is a bit of a pain. Not a biggie, you can just reconnect them to a different phone if you want to use them, but sometimes it's nice, maybe to put them, connect them to my tablet, for example, rather than my phone. By the by. So what else can it do? Well, it's got microphones, it's got a decent camera, it's got speakers, and the AI can access all of them. My favourite feature by far is the look and tell. So you basically say, look and tell me what I'm looking at. So it could be as simple as, what am I looking at? And it will then explain it. So for anyone that's partially sighted, perhaps blind, that's perfect. I mean, it's going to give you the ability to kind of see. Granted, it's coming into your ear holes, but you do get an idea of what you're looking at. But it's very clever with what it can do. So, for example, we went out on annual leave. We were walking around the countryside, and I'm literally looking at plants, herbs, weeds, all sorts, and just asking the glasses, what is that? Identify that. We were on a open air bus ride in London, and I was asking the glasses to identify some of the landmarks, and it doesn't just say, well, that's St Paul's Cathedral. You can then follow up and say, well, tell me a bit about it, give me some history about it. If you're looking at foreign language, so at the moment I'm learning German, for example, you can ask it how you say something. Now again, it's not going to pronounce it. It will put it in your ear. It also puts anything you ask it generally is going to go onto the phone as well as text. Even takes the picture and puts it there. So again, I'll post some of those at the end to show you some of the things that I've been doing on it. But it can translate languages. Not every language. Well, that's not fair. For example, we went to a Lithuanian restaurant, and they accidentally put the Lithuanian menu down in front of me. The glasses could actually identify what it was, but it couldn't pronounce it. Same with things like Chinese, it can't pronounce some languages, but it puts it on the phone, it puts it in English. So I actually said to the waiter, how do you say this in Lithuanian? It put it up on the screen for me and showed him, and he said it was pretty accurate. So it's good for those sort of things. Translation, if you're in Germany, as we hopefully will be next year for a retirement cruise, then these are perfect. Yes, I'd like to learn the language, but it's kind of handy if you've forgotten something or you need to know something. It will do the same with signs, for example. So there's a lot of capabilities that you've got by combining all those technologies in here. One word of caution though, it's a bit annoying, but you do also have to have a Wi-Fi connection from your phone. So sometimes I think, well, I'm going to show how clever these glasses are, and I ask it something and I just get the message, please connect your phone to Wi-Fi. Otherwise, you get nothing much other than those speakers doing nothing and the camera working. The camera is really good. One thing though, I think I agree with this, although some people are moaning about it. But in order to take a video, so I'll video myself videoing, you use a voice command, and the camera itself is situated on the left hand side of the glasses. So first thing is you've got to kind of move your head over. You get used to it, but you've got to move your head over slightly. I guess there's no space in the middle. But if I say, for example, and that the wake word is, so if you've got your glasses on, I'm sorry, I'm going to wake your glasses up. Hey Meta, start recording. Okay, now I've got audible sounds going on, but hopefully you can see, if I take the glasses off it'll stop, but there is a little light that is shining. Now that's on the minimum setting. You can adjust the things like the volume, the voice, the other bits and pieces. Hey Meta, stop recording. Now that is there for privacy, so you can't just suddenly, take a sneaky shot of someone, because that light will always come on. I've seen videos saying you can hack it. I mean, they do daft things like putting, black electrician's tape over it. I don't think you should, not morally. It is a bit annoying. We were at a concert a while back and it would have been nice to film, but I'm understanding of that. I don't want to distract everybody by having a light flying around all over the place every time I'm looking about. So bear that in mind. It's available to you. There are more features coming out, so I have to say Ray-Ban are good. They do release updates quite regularly, and I believe one of the features is to be able to translate on the fly. So you can literally ask it to, as I can, to say, look at something, listen to something. I'm not sure, haven't seen it yet, and I've seen some bits that are speculative, but there'll be more features coming online. It's November the 5th, 2024. I would like to think in a little while then there'll be a new update out. There are also, it's kind of a project at the moment, but Mark Zuckerberg's been talking about something called the Meta Orion glasses. I believe they have got screens. They're down as AR glasses, so artificial reality as opposed to smart glasses, AI. Don't know what they're going to do yet, but they look exciting, so you might like to have to buy those in due course. As I say, I'll post a few things at the end, show you how the app looks on screen, but that's about it. They're really, really good. I love them. Of course, they can go in your top pocket, so for me, these are something I carry around with me all the time. Or another thing I found very useful, if you've got Google Maps, you can, on your phone, and it's running. I mean, literally you're walking down the street and it's giving you instructions, which is great. Driving in the car, not too bad. It will give you the instructions, not quite the same as a proper sat nav, but it will give you the same bits and pieces wherever you are. So yeah, it's got other functionality other than what you just get as with the glasses, if you want to call it that. So that's it. It's quite a bit of waffle, and it's very difficult to, obviously you can't see what I can hear what I can hear, but I love them and I think they're well worth the price. So Ray-Ban, if you're watching this, the check's in the post. I don't get paid for any of these. This is a genuine, honest review of what I think are superb glasses. If you agree, fine. If you don't buy them. So that's it. That's over and out. And hey Meta, how do you say goodbye in French?
You can say au revoir to bid farewell in French.
I can say au revoir to bid farewell in French. I probably knew that anyway. So tell ya, and then you can pronounce it again afterwards. That's also on the phone. That's it. Over and out. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen, and goodbye from England. Sounds going on, but hopefully you can see, if I take the glasses off it'll stop, but there is a little light that is shining. Now that's on the minimum setting. You can adjust the things like the volume, the voice, the other bits and pieces. The train arriving at platform whatever is the whatever to Victoria from whatever. That's nice.